Hey, what's up guys, Jaeky here. Today I'm going to be going over my updated gaming setup for 2025. So yeah guys, let's get right into it here, starting with the keyboard. I'm currently using the Razer Huntsman V3 Pro 8K edition. This is Razer's newest refresh of their Huntsman V3 Pro, and it supports 8000 Hz polling rate as well as upgraded acoustics as well as switch feel. And overall, it's a really solid keyboard. I really like the fact that I have a TKL layout again. I do really enjoy having my arrow keys back for stuff like video editing. But I most likely will be trying out the Wooting 60 V2 when it comes out. So maybe I will replace my keyboard with that once that comes out, but we'll see. For my mouse, I am back on the Razer Viper V3 Pro. This is honestly just an extremely solid mouse, but this is the esports green edition, which looks really sick. And yeah, just a really solid mouse. The Viper V3 Pro is definitely in my top 3 when it comes to mice. And as you can probably see, I am rocking the UHMW-PE Dot Skates from WALLHACK on my Viper V3 Pro. And the reason for that is because I am back to using a glass mouse pad. Currently, I am on the WALLHACK CR005, which is their latest control pad release. And honestly guys, this mouse pad feels absolutely incredible to use, especially for TAC FPSs. I highly recommend going to wallhack.com for glass pads, and they offer the dot skates that I'm using currently as well. They also offer PTFE dot skates, and they also sell arm sleeves, which I am currently using as well. I highly recommend using dot skates on your mouse paired with an arm sleeve whenever you use a glass pad, and you can get all of that from wallhack.com. And if you use my code Jaeky at checkout, you can get a 10% discount on your order, and that also helps support the channel. My main monitor here is the Alienware AW2725DF, which is the 360Hz QD OLED 1440p panel. A while ago, I made a video on switching back to 600Hz. I do have my 600Hz Zowie monitor still, but honestly, I just prefer using the OLED because I don't mainly play Valorant. I also do content creation as well as play single player games on the side as well. Honestly, once you use an OLED monitor, it's really hard to go back to anything else. Even Tens had the same opinion. This is what Tens had to say about using an OLED monitor.
I definitely enjoyed the OLED the most, for sure. In terms of like look, if I was a pro player still, I would be on 24-inch. But if I'm a content creator, then I am 27-inch. Is OLED worth getting over IPS? For over IPS, I would 100% say yes. For me personally, I think IPS is like the worst panel. I prefer TN panels over IPS panels because they feel more responsive and like they're just better for competitive gaming, like fast motion, like picture and stuff, and they're cheaper too. Whereas I think OLED combines like the both of them, but then has a picture quality that just blows everything out of the water, like for sure. The picture quality of OLED, ooh, oh my god. So OLED really that better compared to IPS? Yeah. OLED is like, that is a different type of technology, bro. That shit is too clean.
If I mainly played Valorant, like let's say I was a pro player, I would probably stay on the Zowie 600Hz, but since I'm not a pro player and I also do content creation as well as play other games, I feel like the OLED just fits my use case a lot better. And my second monitor here is still just this shitty BenQ 60Hz monitor 1080p. I've had this monitor literally since 2012 and it just works as a second monitor, so I've just kept it this whole time. One huge upgrade that I've actually made to my setup lately, which I actually talked about in my last setup video of wanting to do, is get some monitor arms. And the reason why I've wanted to get monitor arms now for my setup for a really long time is because it improves your ergonomic experience at your desk, because you can adjust your monitor very easily so that it's extremely ergonomic and comfortable. This will help reduce neck strain as well as any discomfort you might have for long sessions. Also, the nice part about monitor arms is that it frees up a lot of desk space. As you can see before, when I was using my monitor stands, I didn't have a lot of desk space, and I even had to put the corner of my mouse pad on top of my monitor stand. But with monitor arms, I can now have my entire mouse pad flat on the desk, and I don't have to worry about my mouse pad corner going over my monitor stand. Also, I just have a bunch more space under my monitors for me to move around and put stuff there if I need to. So this brings us nicely to the sponsor of this video, HUANUO, who actually sent out these dual monitor arms for me to check out. These monitor arms are really great. As you can see, there's even two USB 3 ports on the stand itself, which you can connect to your PC via these USB extender cables. The arms that I'm using right now supports 2 monitors up to 40 inches each, and it offers excellent stability. My OLED monitor is 27 inches and this thing feels extremely solid on the arm, so even if you're using something like an ultra wide monitor, these arms will work for that. The great part about these HUANUO monitor arms is that you can tilt, swivel, rotate, and height adjust these as much as you want. These arms lift up to 21.1 inches, they rotate 360 degrees, and they also work with both horizontal and vertical setups. HUANUO sells a bunch of different monitor arms, including single arms as well as these double arms that you see in this video right here. They were super easy to set up, and the nice part is I can adjust my monitor on the fly, so if I want to push it back, I can do that very easily, and if I want to move it up and down, I can do that as well. The arms also come with these channels to route your cables so that you can clean up your cable management and just make your setup look a lot more clean. But the main selling point for me is the fact that I'm able to move my monitor wherever and whenever I want, which is super convenient because if I'm watching a movie or something, I like to push my monitor back. And if I'm actually playing Valorant, I like to pull my monitor a little bit closer, and these monitor arms make it so that's really easy to do. If you want to check out the exact model of the HUANUO monitor arms that I'm using right now, I'll leave a link to them in the description below for you to check out. As for the microphone here, this is the Shure SM7B, which you are actually hearing me on right now. Definitely an endgame microphone, and I have no plans to switch off of it. The arm holding it is the Rode PSA-1, which is a nice heavy duty arm. Really no complaints about that either. And all of that is plugged into my GoXLR Mini, which is my audio interface. And of course I have a pack of 5 gum, if you know you know. Plugged into my GoXLR Mini are the SIMGOT SuperMix 4s. These are my favorite pair of IEMs. Although I haven't tried many IEMs, the sound signature on the SuperMix 4 is really solid, and I really like using them for both gaming as well as listening to music. I think they're a really solid all-rounder, and the benefit of IEMs is that you don't get headset hair, which is great. This is my PC right here with the specs on the screen right now. I really have no plans to upgrade this PC for at least another 3 or 4 years. Currently, it runs everything that I need it to. This is my chair right here. I've also been using this for an extremely long time, like 4 or 5 years now. This is the Staples Hyken. I do take the armrest as well as the headrest off my chair just because I prefer it that way. The desk here, I actually don't know the exact model. I've had a lot of people ask me, but you can probably find something very similar on IKEA. This is the Manba One gaming controller, which I reviewed on my channel. I actually really like this controller because it comes with a little charging dock. But yeah, this is just a really solid controller that I use to play my single player games every now and then. And it's way more convenient than using something like an Xbox controller because I don't have to replace the batteries. My webcam here is the Insta360 Link. Really solid 4K webcam with gimbal support, but I mainly use it in 1080p anyways. But yeah, the picture quality on this webcam is really nice. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will leave a link to everything that I showcased in the description below for you guys to check out. Again, huge shout out to HUANUO for sponsoring this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.